Grove Kids, it's me, Holly, and
Elijah.
We wanted to read to you this month's Bible verse. It comes from the New International Version. It looks like the one that we're giving out in Grove Kids. If you don't have one, you can use this, okay? It's a good one. We have it at home too, and this one's ours. Our lesson comes from, or our Bible verse comes from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 14b, which means it's the end part of 14, all the way through 18. It's a little longer, but hey, we're all memorizing songs, right? We can memorize this. You ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Encourage the disheartened. Help the weak. Be patient with everyone. Make sure that nobody pays back wrong for wrong, but always strive to do what is good for each other and everyone else. Do you want to read the rest?
Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all
Circumstances.
For this God's will be for you in Jesus Christ.
Very good. That's God's will for us in Jesus Christ. We hope you enjoy. Hey, Grove Kids. You're probably wondering why I'm holding this stone. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's heavy. And I walked it all the way from the backyard through the house into this room. And I got a little bit winded because I was like, why am I walking so fast with this stone? It's kind of heavy. Now I know I'm making it look pretty light, but it's actually not. It's probably like 20 pounds. I get it. That's not super heavy, but I wouldn't want to run a marathon with this in my hand. But today's story is something about this. Oh, okay. Whew. In the backyard, we have an altar built. If you've been over to my house, maybe you've seen these kind of stones, but much bigger. And they're stacked on top of each other. Well, back in the Old Testament, God would ask his people, his followers, to build an altar. And every time anybody would walk by that altar, they would wonder, what's that about? It probably has a story and some kind of reason why God asked somebody to make it. In today's story, we're going to learn about Joshua. Now, Moses was like his mentor, right? Moses gets the Israelites out of Egypt and they wander the desert for 40 years, just in time for Joshua to grow older, to witness all of God's miracles, and to see what was done right and what wasn't. Now, Moses is like a man of faith. Like, if you want to be an amazing man of faith or a woman of faith, you want to be a little like Moses. So, that's what Joshua did. Joshua looked a lot like Moses. He had the faith like Moses. He trusted God like Moses. He learned a lot from Moses. Well, when God told Moses that he wasn't going to be the one to enter the promised land, but he was going to get all the Israelites close enough, and then the next generation was going to get to the promised land, that next generation was led by Joshua. And in our story, in Joshua, the letter of Joshua, the book of Joshua, God performs yet another miracle, parting water. This time it's along the Jordan River. They're going to go, they take the ark, they've got the ark back again, and they're going to take the ark, but they've got to cross the Jordan River. But it's not news to these people because they've seen God part the Red Sea. They know about it, they've heard about it, but this time God doesn't want them to forget about it. So when the Levites, the priests, enter their feet into the water, guess what happens to the water? Another miraculous miracle. The water parts and all the Israelites are allowed to cross the Jordan on dry land. But this time, he tells the Levites to go back and pick up stones. Now, that 20-pound stone was a little bit heavy for me to carry through the house and all the way from the backyard. My house isn't that big. But they didn't carry just little stones like this. They carried big stones. God told them to put it on their shoulders and carry these big stones all the way back to the other side of the river and build an altar, stack them up one by one, and then they wouldn't forget what God had done. this way then, all the generations leading up to us, you and me, we would see an altar like that and we would wonder, what good stuff did God do? What did God promise? What is God giving? What future is in it for us? Whew, that's amazing. Joshua was obedient. The Israelites back in the day were obedient. And next time you're over at my house, come check it out in the backyard. I'll tell you what it's about, okay? And I'll tell you the miracles God did for me and my husband and why we have not one but 2 babies. That's kind of what the altar is about. Well, they're not babies anymore. Elijah and Corinne are 9 and 7. That's crazy. But it's really a reminder for us to remember the good stuff and the miracle God did in my life and your life. You get to see it and ask it, and maybe one day you will build an altar too. Okay, so today, when you come to Grove Kids, if you're staying online, you'll get to see the story about Joshua. If you're coming in person, you get to have another ARC Day with us. We're super excited. It's Thanksgiving coming. We're going to host a big feast, a fake feast, I'm calling it, and another game show. So please bring your aunts, your uncles, your neighbor, your mom and dad. Let them come join the fun with us. Have fun with us with your friends and family and your Grove Kids friends. We hope to see you there. It's this Sunday, November 20th, 9 o'clock and 10:30 o'clock inside Grove Kids, okay? I love you guys. Don't forget to memorize the Bible verse. We do a Bible raffle on December 4th, and you get to have a pizza delivered to your home if yours is chosen because you are memorizing Bible verses. We love you guys. We hope you have fun. Bye.
The Faithful Hall of Fame, Joshua. This is Joshua.
Hello.
Joshua was the leader of the Israelites, who God would use to take his people into the promised land.
Yeah, let's do it.
Joshua readied his people to cross the Jordan River, which was the only thing dividing the Israelites from the land that God had promised to them.
All right. Right here. Okay.
They camped beside the river for 3 days, waiting, just as the Lord had commanded them. At this time of year, the Jordan River was flooded and flowing with so much water that it was impossible to cross on foot.
And then the Lord said, "Let there be light." Hey, priest.
Yes?
Come on.
God told Joshua to tell the people that the priests would carry the Ark of the Covenant and lead the people through the water. He told the priests to step into the rushing waters,
What? Huh?
and when they would do this, the waters would stop flowing.
What?
And as soon as the priests did this, the water of the Jordan River did stop flowing.
Yeah.
And the priests stood with the Ark of the Covenant on dry ground as the Israelites crossed to the other side.
All right.
God told Joshua to send 12 men from the 12 tribes of Israel
Go get it.
to take 12 stones from the place that the priests were standing. When all this had been finished as God commanded, Joshua called the priests from the Jordan.
We're good. Come on.
As their feet left the Jordan River, the waters came back into place, just as they had been.
Wow.
Yeah.
They brought their stones to their camp and set them as a memorial, so future generations might remember the story of how God brought his people through the Jordan River on dry ground.
I like to think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love him. I just want to lift about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be I want to be